okay? Right, so if JP gets free access to my legs, he starts to get stuff like this, it all changes at this point, right? I'm not pummeling. If he grabs my legs, I'm not pummeling inside. I'm not doing this. There are some instances, if he does grab my legs, where I can use the lapel. And this is the only time you would grab this lapel, okay? Where I would use this to off balance him, okay? So I can still do the same sweeping mechanic because I can grab him by the lapel. But understand, if I'm grabbing him by the lapel, you know, I gotta go, right? I gotta go. If he's here, he grabs me my legs, I gotta go. If I wait even a second, he's gonna pass, right? But this will off balance him significantly right up the get-go. But again, if he does this, and I wait a second too long ago, he's passing, and I have to start doing this thing again, right? Generally, when you're going to grab the lapel, is when I'm out here at distance, and I'm trying to grab his sleeves, and he's pulling his hands away. When he's like, I'm trying to grab his hands, and he keeps doing this, this is where I can grab the lapel and pull him in. Generally, that's when you want to grab the lapel, but you can take a risk, and this is kind of converse of what they say. They normally say, don't ever grab the lapel when they do this, but from here, I can really yank him very quickly. But if I wait a second too long, he'll start to pass, and I got to frame and move. But, so we're inside, right? So we're talking about the sweep. So we're here, we're inside, I pummel myself inside, I get my under and overhook. Now, I'm thinking about making the sweep. I'm thinking about going over to here, okay? So as I scoop under my partner, I'm getting him on top of the shelf of my shins here, and I'm falling to the side that my head is on. So as I do this, I block at the elbow. It's not a full overhook like a wizard, like standing. It's just blocking at the elbow. My partner keeps his hand in to stay safe. This is obviously lifting as I scoop. So I scoop in, then I come back. Now notice, just from here, you know, he's already pretty much coming over, right? My hand is turning upside down to make a strong underhook. Comes over, okay? You have situations where your partner will base and base stronger, and you'll have to start getting the lower leg involved, and you'll start having a more extension of your knee. So let's look at that sweep one more time, and then we'll look at when they start to fight a little bit. So I pull myself inside, I scoot forward, and I come here, right? Now, JP, put your leg out. Yep, so he gives, you gotta put your foot in your knees, not gonna give you much space. So he comes here, right? He starts to give me a little bit of follow here, because he puts his base on. It's not particularly short. You put your base, yeah, there we go. So we're here. So he's here, he starts to give me a little bit of problem. This lower leg is gonna sweep under. And my hips go up, okay? The lower leg sweeps under, and you start to elevate, you start to pivot on the shoulder, and your hips go up. At the very end, if he's still giving you a challenge, that's when you extend your knee, right? Then and only then is when you do the final knee extension to get him off of his space, okay? So let's do this again. We're here, scoops under. He gives you a little problem here. Again, I'm turning this over. Hips up, and then down. Now it's possible, guys, move up, half guard. It's possible that this leg comes and ends up here. Too many people worry about how the sweep is going to finish. They're concerned with that as they're executing the sweep. That's important, but turning the person over is more important. Don't let that get in your mind. After their hips flip, then think about that, okay? At a high level, most times when people go from guard to sweep, they don't end up in a mount. They don't end up in a pretty position. You want to make sure that you get the sweep. If you can end up in mount, cool. But if it ends up in half guard, don't sweat it. Everybody, believe me, this other person's going to be doing everything they can not to be turned on their back. And if they are on their back, they're doing everything they can to recover their legs, right, to defend. So you're going to try to land it now as we practice this, but understand that's not always going to be the case. Okay? Let's give it a shot.